Good morning, USFFL. The week of broadcast fun continues. Got several broadcasts on tap today, if and only if my voice can hold up to the chore. But let's get her done. Let's get started. We've got early morning action today in the AFC. 5-8 Miami Dolphins travel to the 5-8 Houston Texans. Both teams still alive for a playoff spot. As a matter of fact, Houston Texans still leading that division. So the game is already underway, probably early first quarter. Let's go ahead and get out to Texas and see what's going on between these two teams. All right, everybody, let's go ahead. We'll get me off the screen. Bear with me a second here while I go ahead and get this game set up. My apologies for not being a little more ready. We're catching it in progress. Kamish did need his beauty sleep. Whoop. All right, let's let our USFFL coaches know we're here. All right, so we are actually just about done with the first quarter here in Houston. Texans and Dolphins all knotted up 3 apiece. Dolphins with the ball. Looks like they've just crossed midfield. 2nd and 9 at the Houston 45. Back to pass. Looking deep. Tua going for Jalen Waddle. Safety's got a chance to make the play and does. 4 on the white die. And the safety, Eric Murray, was able to put a stop to that one. So 3rd and 9 now as we do reach the end of the first quarter. 3-3 is our score. Miami Dolphins, coached by John Shoemaker, his first year with this team, as he just switched to what I believe he said was his lifelong favorite team. Love to see that in the league. Houston Texans are going to be coached by Rudy Gobin. Vertical 3rd and 9, back to pass. Tua looks short. Receivers doubled. It's Durham Smythe and no good, incomplete. Nice call there by Coach Rudy Gobin. Doubling up on that receiver. 4th down, and the Dolphins will punt. Coffin corner punt. Out at the 15. There is a penalty, however. It's against Miami, so we'll see if Coach Gobin, he will add that to the end of the play and begin at the 20. First down there. Dolphins 2 possessions, a field goal and a punt. And the Texans now 2 possessions, a field goal and a punt. There's a nice flat pass. Catch and run. Gain of 23 yards. C.J. Stroud hit Keith Stover. One of the stable of tight ends here. And Houston is all the way out to their 43-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends set. Back to pass. Looking deep. Going for his tight end, Dalton Schultz, and that pass is picked off. Intercepted by the Dolphins. Picked off at the 25-yard line. First turnover of the game. Nothing doing on the interception return. Javon Howard stepped in front of it. And it's a turnover on downs. Well, I should say, I'm sorry, just a turnover. Just woke up. The brain will catch up. Still 3-3 tie. Dolphins now begin at their 26. Blocking back set. Devon Achane is our tailback, and here's a screen to him, right side. Defensive card we go, and it's incomplete right there. Houston Texans defensively are rated good against the runs and average to good against the pass. They have star blitzers on the ends. Left end Will Anderson, 12-star 1, and right end Daniil Hunter, 12-star 2. Second and 10, another flat pass. This one goes to the flanker Waddle. Yak opportunity set up for Jalen Waddle, and he's going to get just a couple. Call it 3 yards, and that sets up 3rd and 7. So early on, both teams having a little difficulty moving the ball. It appears Miami's outgained them 76-67. Not a lot for being in the second quarter. And on 3rd and 7, here's an inside handoff. It's a draw. Devon Achane, and he's got just a couple. Not going to do it. Achane got the roll he needed to get to his wrong column, but not a lot of results there, honestly, for 7 yards. 4th and 5, and Jake Bailey is out to punt. Oh, and he got all of this one. Big boomer. That's carrying inside the 10-yard line all the way down to the 8. Robert Woods underneath it there, and he's going to get the fair catch. So 12-minute mark of the second quarter, and the Texans will begin again at their 8-yard line. Miami in a 4-3 defense, safety up close, showing blitz. That's Javon Howard, who had the interception a little bit ago. First down handoff inside Joe Mixon, and he plows ahead for 7 yards. Good run. Result found in his wrong column, 2nd down and 3. And here's Stroud with a quick button hook pass, and it was incomplete, but there's a penalty, and it's against the offense, dead ball foul. Back him up 5 yards. It's 2nd and 8 from their 10. Right back to a button hook pass. Caught the Dolphins looking run. This one goes to the tailback Mixon. And Stroud in his wrong column sets up a very nice yak opportunity for Mixon. He's got good yak readings, and there he goes. First down yardage. Out to the 28-yard line, a pickup of 14. Joe Mixon, B-rated yak, coming through there. New set of downs. Miami Dolphins defensively, average to good against the run, poor against the pass. Here's a pitch out Mixon, and he's going to get just a couple around the left side. One of the terrible results in his in-run wrong column, 2nd and 8. Back to pass. Stroud looks short and no good. Tried to hit Dalton Schultz. There's a penalty, and it's holding against the offense. Stroud got his interception split roll. Doesn't throw a lot of picks, though. It's a holding penalty nonetheless. Back him up 10. And the Texans now staring at a 2nd and 18. 2 tight ends set now with Mixon, the tailback. Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs are split out. Texans have won their last 2 games against Tennessee and Jacksonville. There's a handoff to Mixon on 2nd and 18, and he's good for 15 yards. It was actually carded as a 5-yard run on the defensive card, but a box there added 10, so 3rd down and 3. Inside handoff. Mixon's going to try to get it on the ground, and he gets just a couple. Left guard couldn't spring the block. Kenyon Green comes up short. It's 4th and 1. And Houston from their own 37 Going to play it safe here in a 3-3 contest. Tommy Townsend is out to punt. Good leg, 54-yard boot. That'll get him back to the 9, let it bounce, and it rolls there toward the goal line and stops at the 2. So, not a good break there. Good punt for Tommy Townsend, though. And the Dolphins begin at their own 2, 1st and 10. Blocking back set for Miami. Here's a quick little look-in pass over the middle. Incomplete. Receiver was doubled. Great call there. Raheem Mostert was the tailback, and that was a look-in pass to him. And Coach Rudy Gobin all over him defensively. 2 men in that zone. 2nd and 10. We mentioned the Texans have won 2 straight coming into this game. Miami's won 3 of their last 5. They're coming off a win against the Jets. Snap from the 2-yard line, back to pass. Tua scans, looks short, got his man. That's a first down catch and run. Pick up a 10 yards to Raheem Mostert out of the backfield. Ooh, the sticks. Dolphins are out to the 12. So a new set of downs here. Mostert stays in. Here's a flat pass. Goes to the right side. Tyreek Hill. Yak opportunity set up for Hill. That's not his strength, and he's going to lose a yard on the play. Penalty on the play, however. And the Houston Texans were offsides. Defensive encroachment. Dolphins will take that penalty, and it's 1st down and 5 at the 17. Later today, Seattle Seahawks and Green Bay Packers will go at it. Broadcast team planning to be there for that one. 1st and 5, back to pass. Tua scans the field, looks deep. He's going deep. Jalen Waddle, and no good, incomplete. Defender, extra 27. And the cornerback Kwame Lassiter stood up to that 4 on the white die. It'll be 2nd and 5. There is an injury on the play and a big one. It's Derek Stingley. Looks like it's not a multi-game injury. This is a good corner for the Texans. He'll be out for the remainder of this game. That's the only injury for Houston right now. Here's an off tackle, and Jalen Wright's going to get 3 yards. Personal foul, though. Against the Houston defense, so that'll help out Miami. Mark off the yardage. They're out to the 35-yard line. Miami came into the game with 3 injuries. Jordan Poyer, Jonnu Smith, and Julian Hill. Actually, Jonnu Smith is going to be injured just for the first half here, it looks like. Pitch out, Jalen Wright again. And this time a little more space. He's got 6 yards. 2nd down and 4. Back-to-back carries there for Jalen Wright. Carded for 68 rushes. So they got to work him in here and there. Texans need to win to stay in first place. Back to pass Tua. Looking short, and we've got another dead ball foul. So they'll line up again, 2nd and 9. Seems like we've got quite a little bit of laundry on the field so far in this one. 6 penalties on Houston and 3 on Miami. That's 9 penalties here so far in the first half. Here's a look-in pass. Tyreek Hill. He's got to catch and run up near the first down marker, and he's going to stretch and get it. 6 on the white die. Took us to the 0-man column, and Tyreek Hill needed 9, picks up 10. Miami is out to the 46. Tackle on the play by Eric Murray. And off tackle, Raheem Mostert, and he can't get it, just a yard on the play. Blocking back, Alec Ingold couldn't make that block. 2nd and 9. Mostert stays in the game. So this has been a Mostert drive so far. Devin Achane sitting out. Back to pass, Tua, and here comes the pressure. He's down. Will Anderson Jr. got him. It's a loss of 5. Sack for the defensive left end. And it's 3rd down and 14. Now Devin Achane back in the game. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Malik Washington is in the slot. 3-2-6 dime here from the Texans. And it's an off-tackle draw. And Devin Achane is going to get just a yard as he also gets blocking back reading. And only a yard. 4th and 13. There's going to be a punt here from Miami 43. There is an injury on the play to Jalen Petrie. We'll take a look at that. Huge punt. That's going to get too far this time, all the way to the end zone. 61-yard boot. And it'll be a touchback. So Derek Stingley, left cornerback 6, is who got injured earlier. He'll be out for the remainder of this game. Jalen Petrie is a backup corner 5. And now he has gone down. So Houston without a couple corners. They'll begin at the 20. First down handoff inside, Damian Pierce. And Pierce is ahead for 4 yards. 2nd down and 6. Pierce has a pretty good card here. Average per run, 7.3. He only has 40 rushes. Mixon's back in the game here. Here's a screen to him on 2nd and 6. That's going to be caught. Receiver reading. Mixon, good space up the left sideline. Big yardage. And he's got 37 yards on a snake eyes reading from his card. Stroud to Mixon, who now has 5 catches and 79 yards in this game. 37 on that play. Texans 1st and 10 at the Miami 39-yard line. There's a pitch out. Mixon around the edge, and he's going to get 6. 2nd and 4 at the Miami 33 from right here. 2-8, 11 and 12 field goal with 0 variable risk. That range goes all the way out to the 42. So the Texans in position to potentially take a lead here. 2 tight ends set. 2nd and 4. Another pitch out to Mixon, and this time he's going to get just a yard. Guard Kenyon Green could not spring the block. Didn't really come close. Just a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd and 3. For the Miami 32. Houston is 1 of 4 on 3rd downs so far. We're at the 2-minute warning, by the way. 3-3 score still. But the Texans in field goal range. Big 3rd and 3 coming up. Defense guesses run. It's a look-in pass, but 2 men in zone. White die take us to the quarterback card. That's good news, Texans, as it's a catch and run of 9 yards. Automatic incompletion on the defensive card, but the white die cooperate for a big 3rd down conversion. Move the sticks. That pass goes to Mixon. Now with 6 catches for 88. 1st and 10, Texans at the 23. Clock runs down to 1:30 remaining. Nobody's stopping it. Safety Javon Holland coming up close. He shows blitz. Texans in a 2 tight end set. Here's a pitch out to Mixon. Mixon going for the left edge. Defensive card. He's going to get 6. He does get out of bounds. Penalty call against the Dolphins. They were offside. So rather than a 2nd and 4 on that 6-yard run, Texans accept the penalty, and it's 1st and 5. And that'll get the Texans down to the 18. They are into the red zone. First trip into the red zone today for Houston. Back to pass. Quick little look in again. Right back to Mixon. Receiver reading. Mixon's got the catch. First down yardage inside the 10 and brought down at the 9. Mixon now 97 yards receiving in this game with 7 catches. He's doing yeoman's work for this offense. Clock keeps running. 52 seconds remaining. Both teams, all 3 timeouts, electing not to stop the clock. 2 tight ends set here on 1st and goal from the 9. Safety Holland up close, showing blitz again. Defense guesses pass, it's run. Up the middle, Joe Mixon, he's got a couple. And that's going to be it. Tackle on the play, Zach Seiler, his 3rd. And we'll see who wants to stop the clock this time, and it's going to be the Houston Texans offense. They'll burn their first timeout. 45 seconds left in the first half. 2 tight end setup. Holland showing blitz from his safety position again. Pitch out left side to Mixon. There's a haul key on him, and Mixon on his card, nothing doing. He did get out of bounds. That stops the clock with 37 seconds left. No gain on the play. 3rd and goal from the 7. Holland once again on the line of scrimmage, showing pressure from the defense. They're in a 4-2-5, 3 wide receivers on the field. Back to pass. Stroud, and he is brought down. Sack. Safety blitz. Javon. Holland got him. So Holland with a pick in this game and a sack here on 3rd and goal, and it's going to force a field goal attempt. 4th and goal from the 10, 30 seconds on the clock. Here comes Kaimi Fairbairn. 2 through 10. Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is just good. Slips it in as the Texans take the lead here at home, 6-3 on the Dolphins in a lackluster offensive first half. Ensuing kickoff, Miami will begin at their own 30. They've got 3 timeouts, but only 22 seconds left. 2 tight ends set. Devin A. Chain, the tailback. 3-2-6 dime. Here comes a hitch to Jalen Waddle. Zone is wide open. It's going to be a catch for 8 yards. Miami could elect to set a timeout here. They're at the 38. Let's see what they do. And they'll let the clock run. We reach halftime here in Houston. The Texans at home, winning a defensive battle so far, 6-3 over the Miami Dolphins. Coaches indicate they're going to need a couple minutes here. That's good news for us. Take a look at the standings here. All right. So you can see right now the Texans over here are in the first place position. You can just ignore all this information out at the right. That's part of my work that I've been doing on tiebreakers. Still on that all the time, really. But you can see the Texans here at 5-8, they lead their division. And so they are considered a playoff team right now. But tied with them at 5-8 are the Titans. Colts and Jags are 5-9 and 4-9. All 4 teams still fighting for that division spot. So even though you're 5-8, very, very much alive for a playoff spot. As far as the Dolphins, they're 5-8. Should they win, they'll get to 6-8. They would be kind of like the Ravens, which would be 2 teams that are at 6-8 that are fighting only for a wild card spot. All these other teams here pretty much are fighting for a wild card or the division. Even the Patriots can win the division. So if you get to that 9th loss, it does become difficult. You're going to need a lot of help. So the Dolphins and Ravens, very important games this week. Ravens got theirs last night. Dolphins trailing, but trying to get it done here today. Let's get back to our broadcast. We're in the second half. 1st and 10, Miami at their own 32 after a 30-yard kick return by D. Eskridge. Houston outgained the Dolphins 176-112 in that game in the first half, I should say. Both teams 8 first downs. The only turnover went to the Texans. C.J. Stroud with a pick. Back to pass. Looking deep is Tua. He is going to Jonnu Smith. Empty zone. Defense looking run. And Jonnu Smith has got the catch in good space. Inside the 40, the 30. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Miami Dolphins. First play from scrimmage. Jonnu Smith, 68 yards. TD strike from Tua. That was in the zero-man column. Hit the automatic long gain. Texans were looking for a run to start the half, and Tua to tight end Jonnu Smith. Smith, by the way, was out of the first half with an injury. Made his presence known right away in the second half. Dolphins with the extra point are out in front now, 10-6 with the game's first touchdown. Fireworks right away here in the second half. Ensuing kick return has the Texans out to the 24. And they will now work from 4 points behind. Blocking back set, back to pass, looking short. That one's for Stephon Diggs, no good, incomplete. Stroud picked up the interception split roll on Miami's card. Not much opportunity there. Second and 10. Safety Holland up close, showing blitz again. Here's a pitch out. Joe Mixon left side, and Mixon's going to get a couple only. Second time he's picked up that +2 on his end run wrong column. Worst result other than that 5 reading. So 3rd and 8. Houston from their 26. They'll split out 3 wide receivers. They're in a shotgun formation. Mixon beside Stroud. On 3rd and 8, the Dolphins are going to dump into a 3-2-6 deep dime. They're still showing blitz. That's safety. Very, very active for Coach Shoemaker in the game today. Back to pass. Stroud looks short, gets rid of it, going to Tank Dell, catch, and first down. There is a penalty as well back behind the line of scrimmage. Late hit on the quarterback. So that's going to be a 25-yard net. And that'll get the Texans across midfield to the Miami 49-yard line. First down there. 2 tight ends set. Here's an inside handoff. Joe Mixon, and he's going to plow forward for 5 yards on that one. 12 rushes today at 4 yards per carry for Joe Mixon. 2nd and 5. 2 tight ends set. And right back to him. Plowing up the middle again is Mixon, and this time not much there. Gets just a yard. Tried to beat the defensive left tackle, but a 4 on the white die. Not enough to get it done. Benito Jones stood him up. So 3rd and 4. Texans will stay in their 2 tight end set. Safety stays back on this play. Javon Holland not showing blitz. Been a while since I've seen that. Dolphins out of their base 4-3. Here's a screen pass to Mixon left side. Linebacker stayed home to the defensive car. The catch. He's stretching, and it's close. There's going to be a measurement, and that's a first down. Mixon with his 8th catch as he goes over 100 yards receiving. 1st and 10 at the Miami 39-yard line. 2 tight ends set. Already in field goal range here, but they do trail by 4. Handoff Mixon up the middle, and he's good for 5. Actually wipe that away. Neutral zone infraction, so it'll be 5 yards on the play, but it's 1st and 5 at the Miami 34. Coach Shoemaker might want to keep his eye on Mixon. Back to pass, Stroud. He's looking deep. Going to his tight end, Schultz. That pass is caught, and he's running with it inside the 10 and then finally tackled at the 5-yard line. C.J. Stroud plus 29 on his long pass right column. His only completions on long pass are 2, 3, and 12. Got the box cars. 1st and goal, Texans. And Stroud, 13 of 18 for 190 in the game. Here's an inside run handoff, Joe Mixon. The key is on, and he still gets a yard. 2nd and goal at the 4. Fourteenth carry on the game for Mixon. He's still in there, 2 tight end set. Stroud back to pass, though. He's looking short. Cates over. He's got the catch and a touchdown for the Texans as he beats his defender with a 6 on the white die. Jordan Brooks could not make the stop, and it's a touchdown for C.J. Stroud to his tight end. The Texans take the lead. Extra point is up and good. There was a penalty against the Texans, and they're going to make him re-kick rather than taking it on the kickoff. So, Fairbairn out, a little bit deeper for this extra point. Not a problem. And at the 10-12 mark of the third quarter, the Texans are now back out in front. 13-10 at home against the Dolphins. Touchback Dolphins will begin at their own 30. Ten plays, 76 yards, and 4 first downs on that touchdown run or that touchdown drive for the Texans. After both teams couldn't get in the end zone in the first half, both teams score a touchdown on their opening drive here in the second half. Here's a first down screen. Devin Achane, receiver opportunity for him, and Achane in his right column is going to pick up 7. Nice pickup there for the Miami tailback. Carded at just 11 catches. But an 8.7 average, carded at 78 catches, very different, and an A-rated yak. Here's a pitch out, Devin Achane, and he's going to try to get the edge, and does. He's got 6 yards and a first down. Achane just 8 carries and 23 yards so far in this game. Miami now in a 2 tight end set. From their 43-yard line, inside handoff. Devin Achane goes to the defensive card, beats the left tackle, and he's got 6. Tim Settle couldn't stand up to that 6 on the white die, and it's 2nd and 4. Tua back to pass. Quick hitch over the middle. That's going to be caught. Jalen Waddle, and it's good for 10 yards. 6 on the white die got us a 0-man column. Dolphins are now into Houston territory at the 41. Blocking back set. Defense short yardage, and we're going deep to Tyreek. Another great opportunity. Tua on his card wrong, and he has got Tyreek Hill on a catch and run. He's not going to score. He is brought down at the 9-yard line after a 32-yard gain. Tua got the long gain in his wrong column, but a pretty bad roll on the long gain chart. It's 1st and goal, Dolphins at the 9. Third catch of the game for Tyreek Hill. Tua goes over 200 yards passing. Dolphins trail by 3, looking to get back out in front here. Blocking back set with Achane. Texans showing blitz out of a 4-3. Eric Murray up close. Here's a pitch out. Achane around the edge and brought down pretty quick there by Azeez Al-Shahir. So 2nd and goal at the 7. Achane continues to struggle on the running game today, just 3.1 per rush on 10 carries. He's still in there here on 2nd and goal. Murray up close, showing blitz from the safety position again. Here's the snap. Tua back to pass. Scans the field, looks short. Targeting Waddle. Catch. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his 5th catch of the game, and it's good for a 7-yard TD strike. The Dolphins are back out in front, 16-13. Here's the extra point, Jason Sanders, and that's good. And once again, a 4-point lead for the visitors. Miami 17, Houston 13. We're exactly halfway through the third quarter. Ensuing kickoff goes for a touchback, and the Texans will begin at their 30. Two tight ends set. The chaos of Javon Holland up close to the line scrimmage again as a safety. Here's a pitch out on first down, and Mixon on the left side is going to get 6. Mixon's had a good night, I should say, with his, or a good morning with his white dye, getting on his wrong column a lot here. 2nd and 4 at the 36. Here's another handoff right up the middle. Mixon plows forward. He's got a first down out across the 40 to the 43. So move the sticks. Here's a button hook pass, empty zone, and nothing doing, incomplete. Stroud on his quarterback card, couldn't get it. It did stay in the right column, incomplete. That was targeting Mixon. Mixon in this game has 8 receptions. The rest of the team, only 6. Dolphins will be wise to keep an eye on him. Here's a flat pass, left side, Nico Collins, and incomplete. Nice call there by Coach Shoemaker, who did not double Mixon. He doubled the right receiver on that play, Nico Collins. Forced 2 men in the zone, and it's 3rd and 10. 3 wide receivers on the field. Stroud out of the shotgun. He's got Mixon beside him. Defense in a 3-2-6 deep dime on 3rd and 10. Safety showing blitz. Back to pass. Stroud looking short. He's going to Tank Dell, and no good. Incomplete. Dell couldn't find it in the 4-man column on the defense, and we've got the punter, Tommy Townsend, from his own 43, 49-yard boot. That gets inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Malik Washington underneath it there, and he's going to get a nice return. Plus 15. Other than Snake Eyes, his best return, and it's out across the 20 to the 23. Dolphins set up shop right there with a new set of downs. Quick slant over the middle by Tua to Durham Smythe, and nothing doing. Got a receiver result. Durham Smythe, that is absolutely not his strength. 2nd and 10. Smythe just 9 catches carded, 5.9 average, and an E-rated yak. So 2nd and 10, 2 tight ends set with A-Chain, the tailback. There's a pitch out to A-Chain. Around the left side he goes, and nothing doing there. Daniil Hunter brought him down to the ground quickly as he was too much for offensive guard Robert Jones. 0 rated guards on run blocking for the Dolphins, and it cost him there. 3rd and 9. 2 out of the shotgun now. He's got A-Chain beside him. A-Chain's got a 2 pass block rating. That'll help stand up to the stars that could come up from those defensive ends. Hunter and Anderson. 3-2-6 dime from the defense. Tua back to pass. Looking short, going to the slot receiver Malik Washington. But he's going to be forced to dump it off. Too much pressure. We're in the flat now. Devin A-Chain. And he's got to catch and run, and that's good yardage for a first down out across the 35 to the 37. In the clutch, they pick up a 6 on the white die, and that takes us to the 0-man column for the first down catch. 4th catch of the game for Devin A-Chain. Move the sticks. Dolphins are now at their 37. A-Chain is out. Raheem Mostert's in. Here's a quick out. Flat pass. Jonnu Smith. And he's got a catch and a 5-yard gain. There is a penalty. And actually, there's a penalty against both teams, so they'll replay. 3.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Dolphins on top on the road in Houston, 17-13. First down run off tackle left side, and Mostert's going to pick up just a couple, but another penalty. Neutral zone infraction on Houston. And it's 1st and 5, Miami at their own 42-yard line. 14th penalty of this game, 8 on Houston, 6 on Miami. Refs earned their paycheck today. 2 tight end set here on 1st and 5. Back to pass, looking deep. Going for Tyreek Hill. He is doubled, and that pass is going to be incomplete. The one-man column showed Xer 27, 6 on the white die. But I think because he's doubled, yep, that's why it's incomplete. So, at least that's my interpretation. 2nd and 5, Miami at their 42. Here's an inside handoff, and Raheem Mostert plows ahead, and he's got a 1st down. 7 yards on that run. Miami out near midfield now at the 49-yard line. Off tackle, left side, Mostert, and he's going to get 6 yards. Raheem Mostert, a couple of good runs on this drive here. 7 and 6 yards, both of those on the defensive card. 2nd and 4. Now in Houston territory. Flat pass, left side. This goes to Jonnu Smith. He is doubled by the safety, and it's incomplete. Great call there by Coach Rudy Gobin, as he had the free safety all over Jonnu Smith on that one. Jonnu Smith has a B-rated yak for the Dolphins. So you got to keep your eye on him. 3rd and 4 here for Miami at the Houston 45. Miami 2 for 6 on 3rd down so far. Here's a screen. This goes to Raheem Mostert, and he's got the catch. Beats the linebacker, and he's up the sidelines for a 1st down. Mostert, 13 yards on that one. Down to the Houston 32. Linebacker in zone. 4 on the white die was good enough to beat the linebacker. Jimmy Ward couldn't stop him. So it's a 3rd down conversion, 1st and 10. Here's a pitch out, Mostert. He goes around the edge, and he's got 5. That time he does get it on his wrong column. 2nd and 5 at the Houston 27-yard line. From right there, it's a 2 through 8, 11 and 12 field goal. No variable risk. Field goal gets to a 2 through 10 with 5 more yards. Inside handoff, Raheem Mostert, he is keyed. And with a linebacker in zone, he still plows ahead, gets 3 yards, but the ball is loose. It's on the ground. Mostert fumbles. Let's see who gets it. And it is recovered by the offense. Nice save there. 3rd down and 2. The key may have forced that fumble. Good call there for Coach Rudy Gobin again. Here comes a 3rd and 2 for Miami. Blocking back set, it's Mostert, the running back. Defensive tackles are rated 0. That's the danger here. Here's a flat pass, though, on 3rd and 2. This goes to the fullback, Alec Ingold. Yak opportunity for Alec Ingold, and he's going to get 1st down yardage. And inside the 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line, as that's an 11-yard gain for the fullback, Alec Ingold. His 2nd catch of this game, as we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. Here in Houston, Miami is on top 17-13, but they're knocking on the door. 1st and 10 now at the 13-yard line for Miami. 2 tight end set. Safety showing blitz on this play. Off tackle, Jalen Wright. And Wright plows ahead for 5 yards. White die, good enough to beat the defensive tackle Settle. 2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line. Third trip to the red zone for Miami. Both teams have 2 trips to the red zone with a field goal and a touchdown. This is trip number 3 for Miami. Inside handoff, Devin Achane. He's keyed, and on his card, he's going to lose a yard. Another good call from Coach Rudy Gobin, fighting hard to stay at a 1-score differential. He trails by 4, trying to keep Miami out of the end zone. Here comes the big third down, 3rd and 6 at the 9, so you can get a first down inside the 5. 3 wide receivers are on the field. Halfback is A-Chain, back to pass, looking short to Tyreek Hill. He's doubled, and it's incomplete. Another good call there from the defensive coach. Linebacker double, good enough on Tua's card to force the incompletion. 4th and 6. Here comes a 26-yard field goal, and that one is good. So the defense of the Texans with a big stand here to force a field goal attempt and keep this a 1-score game. Miami out in front now, 20-13. Ensuing kickoff is a touchback, and the Texans will begin down by 7 at their own 30. Two tight ends set. The safety, Holland, ever active, up close again. Trying to show Stroud some pressure. Back to pass. Looks short. Stroud got his man. Schultz, a first down. There's a penalty and roughing the passer. Second time on that one. It's a personal foul. Add 15 more. And just like that, Houston is across midfield. They're at the Miami 42. That pass puts Stroud over 200 yards in the game, 15-23. 207. Stroud back to pass again. Looking deep. That's going to Dalton Schultz. No good. Incomplete. Caught the Miami defense guess and run on that one, and Stroud got his wrong column. But couldn't convert. 2nd and 10. Here's a run. Pitch out, Joe Mixon. Defense calls run. Still 5 yards on the right column of Mixon, so a good roll. The dice cooperated for the offense. 3rd and 5. Let's acknowledge the good call there from Coach John Shoemaker. Big 3rd and 5 here at the Miami 37-yard line, already in field goal range. Without variable risk at a 2 through 8, 11, and 12. Two tight ends set. Dolphins are showing us a nickel. Here comes a screen left side. That goes to Mixon. Linebacker stayed home, and it's incomplete. That on the defensive card, one-man column. So 4th and 5 at the 37 of Miami. Texans down by 7. They can choose for a field goal. Range goes out to the 42, so there's no variable risk, and he is going to kick it. 2 through 8, 11, and 12. This is at the 12-minute mark. Miami Fairbairn, 54-yard field goal attempt. It's up, and it's good. There is a penalty, though. Let's check it out. That would be a first down if it's against the defense. But it's against Miami. And so, I'm sorry, it's against Houston. So the field goal is wiped away, and it's 4th and 10 at the 42. It's still 2 through 8, 11, and 12, but now you can't afford to lose even a single yard of variable risk, and they are going to punt it. I'm a little surprised, but the Texans are going to punt it. Here comes a coffin corner. Tommy Townsend. That's going to be close, and it does get into the end zone. So it's a touchback, only a net of plus 22. I don't know. I think I might have taken that variable risk. But it is a tough call, I grant you. 20-13, Dolphins in front. 11:24 to go. They now have the ball at their own 20. 1st and 10. Here's a pitch out. A-Chain around the edge. Good for 4. Brought down by Azeez Al-Shahir. That's his 7th tackle in this game. 2nd down and 6. Texan safety up close, showing blitz here out of a 4-3. 2 tight ends for Miami. Smith and Smythe. Flat pass. This goes to Jonnu Smith. Defense was looking run. Empty zone. Good opportunity here. Nice yak set up for Jonnu Smith. And a good catch and run. First down yardage. There is a penalty, but he is out across the 35, and that penalty is a holding. against the offense. So wipe away a 14-yard catch and run. 2nd and 16 now for Miami, back at the 14. Both teams now 65 yards in penalty yardage. 16 total penalties. 2nd and 16. Here's a pitch out to Jalen Wright. Goes around the edge, and Jalen Wright's got a good run up the sidelines, up near a first down. Let's see what we've got. And he gets just enough. 16 yards. He gets a 17-yard run. So the third-string running back with a huge clutch run there on 2nd and 16 moves the sticks. Wipes away that holding penalty. Miami now from their 31. Here's a quick slant. Defense gets run. We're back to Jonnu Smith. Catch, run, good yardage, and a first down. Pick up a 10. Miami at their 41-yard line now. Tua 20 for 31, 262, and a couple of scores. Good game for him. Here's a first down hitch. Jalen Waddle. And he's got a yak opportunity and nothing doing, incomplete. Jaden Waddle saddled with a D-rated yak, just like the other receiver, Tyreek Hill. 2nd and 10. Tua back to pass. He's looking short. Tyreek Hill. And that's going to be a catch and run, 15-yard pickup. Defender, Xer 15, 6 on the white die. And by the way, that's where Derek Stingley plays. That would be incomplete if that 6-rated corner hadn't gotten hurt. Miami now across midfield at the 44 at Houston. Pitch out, David Achane, and he's going to get 6 yards inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Second down and 4. Here comes the 8th play of the drive. Clock with just over 8 minutes remaining. Inside handoff, Devin Achane. And he is going to get just a couple, as again, their offensive guards are not springing any blocks here today. That's the hole in their run blocking in Miami, is at the guard position right now. 3rd and 2 now. Big third down opportunity for the Houston defense. 2 tight end set for Miami. It's Achane at tailback. They key on the running back. It's a hitch. Nobody there. Waddle's got the catch. First down yardage. He's at the 28-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play. 6th catch of the game for Waddle. 5th first down of this drive for Miami. They're in field goal range, up by 7. Here's an off-tackle run, Jalen Wright, and he's going to lose a yard. But a personal foul against the Houston defense. And that'll march Miami into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 14, under 7 minutes in this game. Miami in great position here to move in front by 2 scores. Here's a quick slant, Jonnu Smith. He's got the catch. And good yardage, 6 yards. Oh, 2nd and 4. Tua set him up with +4 on yak. And Jonnu Smith B-rated, but got a bad roll. 2nd and 4 at the 8. Miami taking plenty of time off the clock here. Off tackle, Devin Achane. He is keyed, and he's got first down run nonetheless. Beat the defensive tackle with a 4 on the white die. We alluded earlier to the 0-rated run blocking tackles, or I should say run tackling tackles of the front line for the Houston defense. 7 first downs on this drive already. Here comes the 13th play of the drive. Defense keys run. Tua back to pass. Short and no good, incomplete. And that was an interception split opportunity for the Houston defense. 2 through 4, 11 and 12. They did not get it. And that might make Miami think twice about throwing here. We'll see. Blocking back set on 2nd and goal from the 3. Safety up close. Eric Murray showing blitz here. Pitch out, Devin A-Chain. They keyed on him again. To the defensive card we go, and that's A-Chain plowing into the end zone with a touchdown. 6 on the white die, beats the defensive end. Danielle Hunter, good pass rushing, but can't get that stop there on a 6 white die. A-Chain scores. The extra point is good. And with 5:06 remaining in this game, Houston now down 2 touchdowns at home. They'll begin from their own 30. That drive for Miami, that may be the clincher in this game. 14 plays, 75 yards, 8 first downs. By the way, they had a 17-play drive on the possession before that. Slant, and that's going to be caught. Dalton Schultz, his 5th catch. He's got 84 yards. Texans quickly out to the 45-yard line after that 15-yard catch and run. 4.5 minutes remain. 4 wide receivers are on the field here. Deep 3-2-6 dime here from the Dolphins. Stroud back to pass. Scans the field, looking short. Too much pressure. Scrambles to his right, dumps it off. We're in the flat now to Ogunbowale. And Ogunbowale has got a catch. And good run up the sidelines all the way down into Miami territory to the 24. Receiver opportunity for Ogunbowale. And on his card, boxcars, a plus 31 in his right column. And it's 1st and 10 at the Miami 24-yard line. Field goal will do them no good. They're going to have to drive for the touchdown here. Back to pass Stroud again. Looking short. Looking at Mechie, but he's going to be forced to dump it off again. Right back. Dump off to Ogunbowale. And Ogunbowale to his receiver card again, and not so lucky. Back to back. Ogunbowale, that time no good. 2nd and 10. Clock is at 3:36 to go. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Texans just outside of the red zone here, the 24, but they need 2 touchdowns. Back to pass, Stroud. He's looking deep on this one. He gets off, and it's going to go and be picked off in the end zone. Intercepted by Miami. Cam Smith brings it down. C.J. Stroud, long pass right, got his interception split roll. And that's a 2 through 11. His 2nd pick of the game. And Miami will take over at their own 20 with just over 3 minutes remaining. Devin A-Chain with a handoff. That's good for 5. The Colts were in first place in this division a couple days ago, but got beat by Denver. That put Houston in first place. They're in danger of falling out of first place and giving it to the Titans with a loss here. Off tackle A-Chain. That's good for 7 yards and a first down. Despite the fact he was keyed, linebacker was only in the linebug zone, so off tackle still showed 0 men on the defensive card. Miami on first down now is going to go to the full house. Texans have burned their first time out, but they are running out of time. Inside run handoff to Mostert. And he's keyed, but beats it with 6 yards. On the defensive card, Houston will take their 2nd time out. Just barely on the plus side of the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 4. Here's a run off tackle. Raheem Mostert, he's going to lose a yard, and it's 3rd and 5 as we reach the 2-minute warning. Miami 27, Houston 13. Houston has just 1 timeout left. It's 3rd and 5, Miami at their own 37. You know they'll run it and make them burn that last time out. They're in a full house set. Here's a pitch out to A-Chain. He is keyed, and he is going to, well, he was going to lose yardage, but there's a penalty on the offense. Back him up. And it's now 3rd and 10. They'll still stay in that full house. Off tackle to Mostert. Mostert on his card. He's going to plow ahead and get 6 yards. It's 4th down. And Houston does take their last time out. 4th and 4, Miami will punt from their 38. Jake Bailey. Good leg. 52-yard punt. That'll go back to the 10 and bounces there and goes to the 5. And the Texans will begin 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. They need 2 touchdowns. They have 1:45 to do it and no timeouts. Dolphins, predictably, in a deep 3-2-6 dime for this series. Back to pass. Stroud looks deep. Going for Mechie and no good, incomplete. Mechie was doubled by a linebacker on that one. Coach Shoemaker keeping those double teams busy when you're 95 yards away. Another short pass on that one by Stroud and no good, incomplete. In the 4-man column defensively, it's 3rd and 10 at the 5. Stroud back to pass again, looks short, and it's caught. Robert Woods, 1st down yardage, up near the 20. Can't get out of bounds. And we'll see if they want to spike it, and they'll go for the hurry up. Stroud back to pass again, out of the shotgun. This one's short. Nico Collins, and that pass picked off. Picked off again by Miami. That's the 3rd interception by Stroud in this game, and it's going to be the end of the game for the Texans for sure. But before I get him, Miami with 3 picks of Stroud are going to hang on and win this game. 60 seconds show on the clock, but the Texans without any timeouts. And Tua will take a knee. And he takes one more knee, and that's your final from Houston. The Texans are defeated at home. Miami comes in with a 27-13 win. They shut out the Texans in the second half and get out of Texas with a win. Miami was strong in the second half. Oh, and I apologize. I said they shut him out in the second half. That's not true. I was looking at the overtime period. Let's get this pulled up in case anybody does show. I want to be able to check it. But, yeah, look at Miami in the second half. They started right away. So halftime score was just 6-3, Houston on top. But the second half, Miami's offense was lit. They came out on the very first play from scrimmage with a 68-yard touchdown strike. Caught the Houston defense looking run and hit Jonnu Smith for a house call. And that gave Miami a lead they would not relinquish. Actually, I stand corrected. Houston came right back and got the touchdown of their own. But Miami, after that immediate strike, their second possession, 7 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. Their next possession, 17 plays, 68 yards, field goal. And then 14 plays, 75 yards, and touchdown. Miami's offense was lit in the second half. Give credit to Coach John Shoemaker as he solved the defensive puzzle of the Texans in the second half as he walked away with victory in this one. That's a beautiful view. There you are, everybody. So I want to thank anybody who turned in. I hope you enjoyed this game. Harlan, I hope you enjoyed this one as well as we continue our quest to check out who wins the Harlan McLean Super Bowl trophy this year in the USFFL. We'll have another broadcast later today. Seahawks Packers, keep my eye on that kickoff time as it's going to be a flexed one. But that's going to be a big game, and the USFFL broadcast team will be there for you. We'll see you at that time.